You can't.
Cool.
So ginger.
LaRue.
You ready?
Is that been recording, Josh, the whole time?
Only since he just restarted the phones.
We're ready to go. The phones have restarted. Now you're definitely recording on that, yeah?
Okay. You good?
Yeah, just make sure my tits.
Are we waiting for Latta to come back in?
I think it's best. Before it fucking comes through and it's like.
Should have gone for a weaver.
What are you walking up the garden for? Sib's delivering fucking balls next door now. Oh, I can.
He's like, I threw the football back. It was actually Mason's.
Yeah.
It's doing your editing already, isn't it?
No. I think once we start talking, I'll be alright.
Huh? Yeah.
That's stopping the breeze, bruh.
Oh no, it's a total blackout.
Is this coming through alright, Josh, yeah?
God. Right. You ready?
I'm all good to go, mate.
Fucking hell. Right, let's go for it. Welcome. Oh, for fuck. What are you counting down there? What are you counting down? It better not be the audio. No. What are you counting down? Oh. Has he got a last surprise or something?
It's like 15 minutes into this podcast, going to whack out his cock.
Yeah. Now, welcome to kind of the first episode of the Average Joe's podcast. This is the third podcast we've actually filmed, but the first one that will hopefully go live. How do you feel about that?
I feel excited.
It's been an expensive journey so far. We've gone through... How many microphones have we gone through?
I reckon about 8.
8 microphones.
It's all learn. It's all trial and error. Isn't it? It's trial and error.
We should have done more research to start with, but we're fully invested in this podcast, so we decided to just go all out on the equipment in the end, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just absolutely go all in. So, pardon me. To introduce myself, I am George. I'm the host of the Average Joe's podcast. And I have here with me Harry. As a TikTok moment.
Yeah.
The co-host of the Average Joe's podcast.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm buzzing, mate.
Yeah?
Just like anxious and like excited just to get fucking some content out there.
Yeah,
but
we have been going backwards and forwards on what the plans are, and I was 2.5 hours late today, so you...
Because of your new dog?
Were a bit, agitated, but my new puppy was not happy about me leaving, so I didn't.
He's a priority.
He was the priority today, I'm afraid.
So he should be.
Soon he will be...
The mascot?
The mascot for the podcast. We will have a cane corso. Probably just sat right here next to me on the sofa. And yeah, just loving life. But I've lost my train of thought. I needed that piece. Where's that piece of paper?
ADHD, bro. The ADHD's kicking in.
What was the next topic? He's a lot of things.
I think the next topic was kind of like how me and you know each other and...
Oh, okay. Refilming, it probably says. Refilming. Film. So we was going to go back on our friendship. That was the...
yeah, I think the first episode that we filmed...
First episode, we started off with that, didn't we?
Yeah, you portrayed me
just
quite a
throwing me off a
negative
little
light,
bit.
yeah.
It's throwing me off a little bit because we've already filmed this podcast, so it's trying to make it real authentic. Because the first one, we just like waffled. We over waffled.
Yeah, we got like an hour's worth of content, yeah.
Yeah. Where this time I'm trying to think of what we spoke about with it still trying to sound natural and authentic.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously... Well, we will go, obviously, back on how you ditched me about 4 years ago. And you was a terrible fucking friend. So, yeah, I mean, let's just get straight into that, really. How long have we known each other? 10 years?
Yeah, it's been about 10 years, yeah.
About 10 years. We met at Choice back in the day. We both worked there at Blue Water. Harry was my manager. You fucking hated me when I started.
I didn't hate you. I think hate's a strong word. I think it's just more a case of... I think when you started, you were just a bit of a prick. And then And then, but then again, it takes one to know one. So
Yeah.
it's not a case of
That's probably why we ended up such good friends.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just been a bit of a journey, I think, for me and you. It's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster.
It has been a roller
It's been a bit of a ballet of emotions.
Yeah,
to say the least.
To say the least, yeah. The reason you did actually hate me was not because I was a prick, is because everyone weirdly said that we look like each other when it's quite obvious that I'm much better looking. I mean, I'm so much better looking. But that was weird, yeah. People used to say that. We used to have photos taken together as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
People
we did,
used to try and compare us. Maybe we'll try and get that photo and just like pop it up on the screen.
Definitely.
You've probably got that photo.
I have. I've still got it on my phone, yeah.
Oh, cool. We'll pop that up on the screen now then. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think we look like each other. At the time, I remember I probably had, like...
There were similarities.
The Rihanna Top Man T-shirt on. Because when I was 17, I could shop in Top Man.
I think what it was is that the first time I ever see you, I think you come in for an interview or you had to, like, pass over some documentation. And then the managers that were on shift come up to me and was like, oh, like, that's that guy that looks like you. And I was like, who? And I just remember seeing that this, like, chubby, skinny, fat kid walk through this shop with a bright pink, like, Franklin and Marshall T-shirt
Yeah, I did have
and an ear stretcher. And I was a bit like, this cunt's nothing
God,
like me.
yeah, thinking back at it, yeah. I used to love Franklin and Marshall back in the day.
Yeah, that was a big brand and it just went fucking right down the shit, didn't it?
Yeah, I used to wear Franklin and Marshall. I did have an ear stretcher as well. God, times were bad.
Yeah, when you look back, it's weird when you look back on that kind of shit and you think, God, that was so long ago, but actually it was only like 4 or 5 years
I used to think
ago.
I looked good wearing like espadrilles with cuffed jeans and a white T-shirt. That was like, what was that? It wasn't a religion top. It was something else. It had like a print on the front of it. They used to sell them in Choice.
Oh, what was that?
That's gonna proper bug me.
Religion.
Yeah, it was like religion, but it wasn't. It was like it had like I think I've actually got one on in that photo of us. The 4 photos of us.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, that's gonna annoy me as well.
Yeah.
It's like it was like some dog shit brand.
Yeah, it was
that
a
they bought
proper
in
dog shit brand
to plug a gap. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, those were good days. But now when you think back at like how we dressed when we went out, probably not. Probably a bit embarrassing, but that was the trend then, I guess.
No, definitely. I've got this kind of image in my head that we was like the kings of down south and the kings of Medway.
we
go
really
to
thought we were the
casinos,
boys,
we're two-stepping left, right and centre and cracking all the birds. And really, when you look back at it, you probably think, you
wankers.
Yeah.
No, we were terrible. But yeah, we were out a lot. Until you ditched us, like the friendship group. We were out all the time. What, like 4 days a week?
No, more than that, mate. I remember like being out. I remember going tapping tin on a Monday.
Mondays tap and tin, Thursdays casino, Fridays probably casinos as well, Saturdays beluga.
Yeah, and then I used to go out to like we used to go Zens and stuff, didn't we?
Yeah, we did used to go Zens a couple
all like
of times.
the scumbag places, like
stinks. It smells like fucking monkey biz, you know, just like feet.
It was just
sweat with feet.
If you could move your feet off of the floor and get to the dance floor, you're just greeted by a fucking horde of girls in fucking elasticated bottom jeans and then fucking like tops. You remember them tutu tops? It was disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's such that place. I mean, like even my parents remember it from when they were young. Like obviously it wasn't called Zen Zen, but it was still a nightclub and they remember it. Or I think it might have been called Zen Zen. It's not called Zen Zen anymore, is it?
No, it's had too many name changes.
Yeah,
for me to
just
remember.
keep getting shut down. That's why.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, we was out a lot, and then a couple of years later, I was probably 20. You were 22.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
I think it was
19.
like late teens. Yeah, I just turned 21, 22.
Yeah, well, my 19th birthday party, Project G.
Yeah, that was a madness when you look back on it. Absolute madness.
That's where you met the woman that had your first child.
Yeah.
I mean, what a party.
It was a great party.
What a party that was. Oh, God. I just remember the absolute like chaos that caused.
Yeah. There's one vivid moment in my brain where I just remember like being in your kitchen and seeing your dad being absolutely livid.
Yeah, he just switched, didn't he?
It just was like, nah, fuck this. Like, we're closing the whole thing down.
He'd been out. Him and my mum went out, and they were walking back up our road, and we had a red cup party, didn't we? So there was like hundreds of red cups, and red cups were found in Rochester, the town along, for like 3 days after. Like, it was fucking crazy. And my mum and dad were walking up the road. They said there were just red cups rolling down the road. And they got there, and there was just so many people. We had a fucking DJ and everything.
Yeah, DJ in your dining room. That was crazy.
That
That was a
was
really
fucking-
good night.
That was a great night. We almost had a punch up, you and me.
Yeah, not because of me.
No, it was my fault.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was definitely your fault
Yeah,
this time.
I'll take responsibility for that.
Yeah. All that happened was someone went into his bathroom and broke the toilet lock.
Yeah, they broke
Something
the lock
could
on
easily
the
be
door.
screwed back on, and he was having this shit fit.
I did have shit.
I tried to
but
calm him down.
You
to
were
get
only
out of me.
like cried and tried to
Oh,
drive home. You got in your car. I was like, "Going home."
Yeah, I was like fucking
We was like, "No, Harry."
half my body was
Stay.
body weight was consumed by fucking. Well, it was fucking Archer's lemonade.
Yeah.
If you had cut me open that day, I'd have fucking bled lemonade and Archer's.
So true. That was the drink, wasn't it?
That was the dream. That's how we met, and that's when it was good. And then you left me.
No, you left us as a friendship group.
You left me.
You left us
And-
as a friendship group, and that needs another beer.
Yeah.
Tried to tiptoe out.
Yeah.
Didn't really work.
4 doors down that walk. They were like, my mic just keeps fucking dropping.
Yeah, no, you obviously left the friendship group to get engaged.
Yeah, I was young.
At the time. Yeah,
I was young.
Young and dumb.
I acted on impulse. I didn't really have anybody to turn around and tell me to slow down.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, do I regret it? I don't regret the experience.
No, because I
got Mason out of it, yeah.
Mason came from that, so you can never
Definitely, yeah.
say bad things about it, really, because he's a blessing, really, isn't he? So
He is, yeah. Got Mason out of it, so a lot of life lessons were learnt. Met some nice people along the way.
yeah,
And looking back on, well, now the situation that I have in place with like Mason and his mum, and obviously me and my partner Erin and his mum and her partner, you know, like he's got the best of both
he's well
worlds.
looked after,
Yeah, definitely, yeah, and he's
well loved and well looked after.
yeah in both homes, which is what all you want as a
That's all
parent,
you can
really.
ask for, really, isn't it?
No,
If
definitely.
you're co-parenting, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's the.
But yeah, we rekindled our friendship when I found out that Mason was on his way.
Mhm.
Just out of the blue, I sent you a card, and yeah, I think that showed my maturity at the time.
You definitely grew up in like the fucking year and a bit. You didn't want to speak to me.
Yeah, but
I think
in
you
that
were-
year and a bit, I joined the prison service, so I did grow
Yeah,
up.
and you met your partner.
Yeah.
You met your partner,
Met
so
Hannah when I was, well, it was 2014, so like, fuck, I can't remember how old I was then, but I think it was just before my 20th birthday.
yeah. So I think she definitely mellowed you out, matured you a
Oh
bit.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, so we got together when I was just becoming a prison officer. I'd been working in a prison for a little bit, but I was becoming a prison officer, and I'd go away on the training. It was an 8-week training course, and it was an 8-week training course. And
I can't read that, Josh.
Yeah, I
can't
just
read
saw
that.
a white bit of paper with
Yeah.
some scribbles on it.
You need to get a marker or something, brother. If you want us to roll this bit like the podcast,
You
I
might
need
as
to
well wear
say.
it white ink.
Yeah, wrote in Tipex.
I saw what it said though.
I didn't see what it said.
We'll get onto it.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, it was an 8-week training course to become a prison officer. I started seeing Hannah at the beginning of that, so every time I'd come home, we would go out every Friday and nearly every Saturday as well. Like, I'd come home, we had some great dates, and yeah, it was the rest is history. We'll be a married couple next year. Insert clapping noises there. Thank you. So yeah, I matured. Sent you a card just to say that, you know, congratulations on the baby, and then yeah, we rekindled from there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Got you a job that you didn't last at for very long.
Ah, spiteful. He always brings it up. When my guard is down, you just whack me with that fucking little jab.
I was bringing it up,
Yeah.
up, bosh, down.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, no, we started working together again at Merck,
yep.
Mercedes-Benz of Ashford, where you had 10 wonderful weeks. I had about 3 great years. Yeah, and then we worked together again at Tasuti, which was
Interesting.
what a ride that was.
There's a reason I've got bad posture.
Yeah,
Carrying the weight of a shop and carrying your fucking body weight.
I didn't do a lot.
No, you didn't do nothing.
Didn't really do anything.
You didn't.
I did rotors.
That's about
That's
it.
about it.
Even then, I had to double check them.
Yeah.
All the lads that are with us today, like
Yeah.
all of our
We've got a
old
few lads in the
yeah,
background here. That
all of our Tessuti employees and lads we've worked with, and they're all sitting there thinking,
you
yeah,
would agree I
fucking-
was a good assistant manager, wouldn't you?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. You enjoyed
You
it?
enjoyed it, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We had a fucking great time.
Brilliant time.
Exactly.
There's a laugh, yeah.
Exactly.
It was a laugh, you know, like you have to have a healthy work-life
Yeah.
balance, and
And obviously COVID struck it in that time as well.
Yeah,
So
we just
we was
implemented
locked
a-
down for a lot of it anyway. So we had to make the most of the bad situation.
then yeah,
And now we're here starting the venture of a podcast as well.
yeah.
So, and obviously there's a few reasons why we're doing it, if you want to get into some of those.
Yeah, I think for me it was just more like a big milestone for me last year was turning 30. So
Yeah. Insert clapping noises.
I wasn't cheering or delighted or grateful about turning 30
No,
in
you
any way,
was
shape, or
proper
form.
stressing about.
Yeah, I
turning
think
30.
it's just one of them ages where you sit back and you kind of contemplate everything you went through in your 20s, and like we touched upon like my first little boy Mason, and obviously Ezra and what he went through, you know, and when we went through the pandemic, and now we've got like the war with Russia on the cards and stuff. So
There's a lot to be negative about in the world.
yeah, definitely. And like
the
we were
moment.
today, like Will Smith smacking up
Yeah,
Chris Rock.
Wow.
Like a massive.
Chris Rock held it well.
Yeah, do you know what? When
I'm
he
surprised he didn't hit him back.
yeah, he firmed that.
Yeah.
And you could see that Will Smith
And you
threw his
heard it as
shoulder
well.
into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
It's
he
just-
absolutely clattered him.
But then on the flip side, I kind of think like, come on, like you might as well have punched him. You went that far at the Oscars.
Yeah,
Like
got
you
up,
walked
yeah.
on stage.
You've made a scene.
during a speech, and you slapped him.
Yeah.
You've just got to go all out then.
The thing
But
is,
I
man-
guess he is the bitch in his relationship anyway.
yeah, the massive bitch. But by the time this goes out, no one's gonna be talking about this anymore.
Yeah, no, it'd be old news.
It'll be old news by then. There'll be
But-
another person slapping up a fucking other geezer. And
Yeah.
but yeah, going back on course to what we was talking about, you know, like for me, like milestones and stuff like that. Like I think we've both been through a lot over the last couple of years with you
Yeah.
starting your business, and like I said, me turning 30 and what I went through with Ezra. So it's I think again, it's something that we want to do and implement to bring awareness to mental health and.
Yeah,
like
especially
really-
men's mental health.
Yeah,
you know?
men's
we,
mental
we,
health,
we are
yeah.
going to touch on all types of mental health, but men's mental health especially. I mean, I think we're both quite happy to say we're both sufferers of it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm medicated for it either. Like that's something that I've dealt with for some time now.
We might want to stop talking while everyone's walking around.
Yeah.
All we're going to hear is fucking background noise and stairs creaking.
Well, luckily with our new equipment, we shouldn't.
Yeah. Did you hear any of that
Thanks,
on yeah, little bits, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no. You know, I think it's something that we should raise awareness around if we can, because
I think it's a big topic nowadays, and especially with
Yeah.
men, and there's a lot of people out there doing their bit for it and really bringing awareness to it.
Yeah.
But like I said, we've both suffered from it, and we know a lot of people that have suffered from it.
yeah, we do.
It's definitely
know, yeah.
something that we want to put out there
I
and
think,
push.
I think you know a lot more people suffer with it than people know. You know, because especially amongst men, it's not really a topic that's spoke about because of the stigma attached to it. So if we can get people on here to talk about their story, then hopefully we can get more people talking, and that's all we can aim for really. If we just help one person, that's enough. So. But if as many as we can help, the better.
No, definitely, or just someone that can relate to what we're talking about. You know, just two chubby guys sitting on a podcast.
Two chubby guys having a conversation.
Yeah, before
as our bio says. That is us.
two chubby guys having a boring conversation.
Yeah.
I think everybody's most valuable asset in life or biggest commodity is time. So
Someone's just creeping.
someone's
up the
creeping back up the stairs, you know, like we do. Wait, when we become big and stuff like that, like we get our own podcast studio, we won't have none of this.
Yeah.
But for the minute, we're just trying to make a living.
It's alright.
So anybody that tunes
It's
in and watches
authentic.
this, exactly, yeah.
We are literally filming in your front room.
Like two average Joes
It's
just having
all
a conversation.
It's
Yeah,
two
there's
average Joes.
people walking up and down the stairs, kids being fed, you know.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was saying now about mental health, but I think
You said that people's biggest commodity is time.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and it's important to make sure that we're talking about certain topics that are relevant to people.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we'll have people on that suffer with all different types of or the reason that they suffer with their mental health is for other reasons. Like that they're all different. They all have different stories to tell. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting people on and having that conversation with them. I think it'll do people the world of good.
No, definitely, yeah. Episodio. Did he say episodio?
Or Esposito? What you want us to sing? Despacito. What does it say? Episodes. What is that? What Harry wrote?
What about episodes? You're meant to be given the. All right, we'll keep this in because then people can understand the struggle.
Understand, what we're having to deal with.
Basically, what we're trying to do is we've written down an agenda
to
give us like certain topics and hints for us to know that we're on the right track of the episode. Which is what we've just said.
We've just covered that.
Yeah, like mental health, milestones, like turning 30, becoming a dad, etc. Yeah, like starting up George's business.
Okay, well we'll move on. Yeah, we'll move on to.
Yeah, definitely like me turning 30 and
you turning 30,
like what I
and
went
also
through with
obviously
Ezra
you are a dad of two. We've
I am a dad
We've
of
only
two,
spoken
yeah.
about Mason so far.
Yeah.
But obviously there is little Ezra as well.
Little Ezra, yeah.
Little Ezra, who's upstairs. We've booted him out of his own downstairs in his house. Because let's face it, he does run this house.
Yeah, he runs most houses he goes into, even if it's not his own.
He's a lunatic. But yeah, there was some trouble around his early life.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want to get into...
Yeah, when he was born with a VSD, which is basically a hole in the heart. And when he was a couple of months old, his mum noticed it and took him to... I don't know, just fucking...
We need to sort that arm out, don't we?
There we go. Yeah, when he was a couple of months old, his mum noticed that he was falling off of the weight chart that they give you. So any new mums that have a baby, they won't understand that there's chart and stuff. I'm not too sure, or not too factual.
Yeah, it's not something that obviously I'm familiar with, but I'm sure was fucking loads of people that will be.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah. To cut a very long story short, he wasn't gaining any weight. He was falling off of the chart. My partner Erin recognised that he wasn't gaining any weight, so she brought it up to a couple of midwives and healthcare visitors. He didn't really pay much attention to it. She then pursued like the topic with a doctor. The doctor rushed him up to A&E. From there, he got diagnosed with a small hole in the heart.
Yeah.
Done some other tests and bits and pieces, and turns out that he had to go to the Evelina. And the only option that we had was to do open heart surgery.
Yeah. Just can you reach?
This is going to be cutting and editing. Cut it and editing. Own experience, support what needs to change.
I want to fucking show the camera what we're having to deal with.
This is going to be like an edit video.
This is the
episode.
The professionalism.
Episode 1's going to have to be refilmed again.
I'll be honest, though, it was better than his handwriting.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh no, that's much better. Yeah, handwriting. Couldn't even see it. It's like he fucking.
You done it quicker because Josh normally has to take his shoes off to write anything.
Yeah.
There's no fucking writing for Josh today. He's got his high tops on. It's more laces to fucking thread through. So yeah, going back to what I was saying before we got fucking rude.
Poor son having a hole in his heart at birth, and the experience he went through. You fucking giving us pieces of paper halfway through it. Fuck, there's a time and a place.
You spiteful pig.
There's a time and a place. Right, sorry.
So basically,
Harry.
he had a VSD.
Sorry.
We took him up to Down Valley Hospital. From there, he got transferred to the Evelina.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a process over 2 weeks, doing like, tests and stuff, and speaking to surgeons and other doctors and consultants. Anyway, it turns out that he needed an operation, open heart surgery, to patch up the hole. So,
which is not what you want to hear. For how old was he at the time?
no, he was only 2 months old. So for me as a dad, like it's something that
That's stressful.
hit me quite hard because you're meant to be able to protect your kids in any
Yeah.
situation, and when it's something to do with their health. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel silly sometimes talking about it because there's kids out there that have cancer or leukemia or other bits.
Yeah,
and
but when it's your own child, it's like it doesn't matter if they just graze their knee. Do you know what I mean? Like you still you want to make sure that they're not in pain.
No, definitely. I mean,
it is.
It was just one of them ones, and it really knocked me for six. And we obviously went through the process. He had his operation. He was meant to be in hospital for 10 days, and he come out after 5. He was meant to be in intensive care for 2 days. He come out after 1. Well, actually, it was under 24 hours. So it's just in his nature to be a fighter.
Yeah, no wonder he's such a fighter now.
Yeah, like he's an animal.
He is an
he's
animal,
relentless. Yeah. He's stubborn, and he's the best thing. Oh, obviously, both my boys are the best things that ever happened to me. So, but yeah, obviously, we went through that. Erin, being a new mum anyway, got all the support she needed. Mentally and physically from obviously other healthcare professionals. Whereas as a dad, even when Erin gave birth, like there'll be dads out there that recognise the fact that when the mum gives birth to the baby, they get all that support that they need.
Yeah.
Like, whereas a dad, all of a sudden, as soon as that baby's born, even before the baby's born, you're like planning ahead, you're like making sure that everything's right for the baby, make sure the bedroom's straight, make sure you've got all the formulas, nappies, other bits and pieces. And as soon as that baby's born, not only have you gone through the physical and mental stress of it, because your partner, I'm sitting here sounding like somebody that doesn't really.
Yeah, you're not taking anything away from the mums in this situation.
No. I have all the empathy and respect to any mum that goes through that. But as a dad, you're emotionally drained because you're witnessing somebody that you love give birth to your baby, but it's the most excruciating pain they will ever go through. I mean,
in the first episode that we filmed, you actually used something as an example.
It was like. Yeah, like
it was a large candle.
Well, it's probably the same size as that blue candle there.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to squeeze it out your bum.
Yeah.
Like with no stretch. Like it's gonna hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So not only are you aware of that as a dad, that's what your partner.
So all you would want to do in that situation is pop that out of your bum.
That's what I'd want to do. That's what I'd want to do. I'd want to make sure.
Take the pain away.
All I can see is that going.
Fuck's sake, now.
But yeah, like as all you want to do is take that away from that person because you love them but ultimately you know that what they're doing and what the pain they're going through is going to be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah, of course.
But that does take a mental and physical toll on you as an individual because as soon as that baby's born, you don't have to worry about yourself. You have to worry about a baby. You have to worry about your partner. Like there's an untold amount of emotion that like overwhelms you.
Yeah.
And then you're also physically knackered. Like you're drained from the fact that you've just witnessed that and you've gone through that with your partner.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not taking anything away from mums, but you do go through it.
Yeah.
And then straight away you're chucked into a situation where, like, you've almost got to be the support straight away for your baby and the mum. And then there's nothing. There's nothing for you to offload.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
from what I remember as well is that was it. I hope you don't mind me saying it was only maybe about a year ago, someone came round and suggested that maybe you speak to someone. Do you remember? They said maybe you should look at getting in contact with someone because of the. Do you remember? Who was it? Was it like a healthcare?
Yeah, I think it was just after Erin. So basically, when Ezra come home, again, like from his operation, the healthcare visitors would come round and check on him and make sure he was okay, obviously, but. I remember like this lady come around and spoke to Erin because she was going through what she was going through.
Yeah.
And then she was asking me questions and she went, maybe you should go and speak to somebody. And then lockdown hit.
Yeah.
And then,
it was just before lockdown.
Yeah. I think for me, like, just with my childhood and even for 29 years of my life, I've just had it, not tough, but I've definitely had it probably worse off than others. It's all about perspectives.
It's certainly where Ezra gets his fighting spirit from.
Yeah, I think it's just in me. It's just in my DNA, just to be that kind of person. But I think where I've always been on the go, working and dealing with stuff, and not really seeking like professional advice to deal with that kind of stuff, I've kind of carried it with me.
Yeah, of course.
And it just all of a sudden, like during lockdown, as it did with a lot of people, it just all of a sudden my life come to a halt, and then everything else caught up on. And then I had time to think,
because before that, especially like I know I was guilty of it as well. Like my life was just so busy. It's like you said. It's like you're just ahead of all your problems.
Yeah.
But when your life comes to a halt, all them problems just come crashing into the back of you, don't they?
Literally, like you just slam on the brakes and everything else, like you said, just goes like rear end you. But like Erin, my partner, she. Used a good analogy for it where imagine like all like your issues are like rocks and then you chuck them into a rucksack.
Yeah.
But you never actually deal with them rocks, like all them problems, you never throw them away, you just constantly keep carrying them around.
Yeah,
and all
it gets heavy.
And as soon as that rucksack gets heavy, you take off your rucksack, i.e. you have a bit of a flare up,
Yeah.
and then you just carry on again.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's all it was. And I think, for me, like, just turning 30 was just a big wake up. In the sense of like, just I need to offload all the shit that I possibly can,
Yeah.
all the stuff that I can deal with, all the stuff that I can try and correct and repair. Then I'll deal with, and then from that I'll go from there. But I definitely feel a lot better in myself.
Yeah, it's good.
I definitely feel like the reasoning for doing this is well, it's a bit of free therapy in the end of the day.
That's it. Yeah, it's cheaper than therapy, but
And
you
get
know,
to
and
speak to different people and see their different perspectives on stuff.
I think because I mean, even how I've known you for 10 years, and I only really told you about my problems like not even a year ago. Which, you know, maybe one day I'll get into, but even though we've started this podcast, it's still not something that I'm comfortable talking about. But maybe one day I will. But I'm hoping that the more people come on and show their bravery, talking about their stories, maybe I'll have the courage to do the same.
Definitely, yeah.
But I think us working together again at Tasuti, it brought out like a really different friendship of ours. I think like it was. I think we just became incredibly close again.
Just greeted each other every morning with a kiss.
Yeah.
That little...
Yeah. If I don't wake up with that morning beautiful text.
Yeah.
I think I
Show us
pronounced
your
that wrong.
tits,
Yeah.
Send us a pic.
So, yeah, send me a nude. But it's it's definitely brought out a new friendship, but more like just a bit more of a mature relationship. I think
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah,
that we've kind of. I mean, you turning 30, I'm on my way there. I'm not far off. So,
I think for you as well, like you've been brought up with a really strong like role model.
Yeah, 100%. My mum and dad, like they're both incredible role models.
Yeah,
they're both from all types of aspects. Like my dad's one thing things I admire about like my mum, like she gave up like a lot for me and my sister. Like she gave up like she you know, she was working in her career in banking and stuff like that. She could have gone really far. She gave that up for me and my sister so we could have like the best life growing up. But like then I admire my dad because he would work like 2 or 3 jobs, especially in the early years, like just like so he could support us. And he's also like I admire the fact that he's been in the same career for like 30 odd years and just is relentless with it. Like he just has, and he's like one of the rare breeds that in his workplace that has started literally from the bottom and is now like as high as he is planning. He could go further if he wanted to, I've no doubt, but he's bordering retirement, so I think he's just got his eyes set on that. But and then their relationship is something that I admire as well. You know, they've married like can't even remember 30 odd years maybe.
No, yeah.
I don't know. They've been together since they were like I think my mum was like 15 and my dad was like 17. So it's mental really to like look back on that and see that relationship as well. So
How are you laughing at, you cunt?
we're talking like they're like in their 50s now. So they didn't even have telephones back in the day. Do you know what I mean? They had to send each other letters if they wanted to speak.
Your mum done a lot for me, I think, like especially in like my early 20s, like where I was around yours all the time.
Yeah, you was around as a lot. She's
kickstarted
got a lot of time for you.
She kickstarted my foot fetish.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into the foot fetish. She knows about that. She did laugh.
She jump started that. She fucking whacked that through warp speed, mate. She did. It was always resonating.
I really don't want to talk about.
No, we don't have to talk about that. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
And how my mum started that, but
that's going to be like the thumbnail. Just a picture of my foot.
Yeah, the title of this video: How my foot fetish started.
Yeah,
George's mum started my foot fetish.
Yeah,
fuck's sake.
Big shout out.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time as
I did.
In your late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, early 20s, definitely.
Probably just 19, 20, 21, around that age. You spent probably maybe 20, 21, 22.
Yeah, I think about that. Yeah,
you spent a lot of time at our house. Woke up there most. Maybe every time we went out, you wake up at mine to the smell of a bacon sandwich.
Yeah, I'd roll over and like tucked myself
We
in
did-
back into your sister's bed.
Oh, right, yeah.
Not obviously because I was with,
Yeah,
in
not
bed
with
your
my sister, yeah.
No, I wasn't. No, just like
My
obviously
my sister was with her now husband at the time, so she would stay at his a lot. So
Yeah.
you basically had your own bedroom.
Yeah, it got to a point where she banned me from that bed.
Yeah. It did become a bit like a hotel, but yeah.
Or a brothel.
Again, some great memories from our
Great stories we can't go into
we
because
can't
of
go
obviously.
into them. Let's not go into them, but we definitely
Lost our train of thought completely.
completely lost it. But yeah, I think like we said when we filmed it the first time, we've definitely had some strong females in both sides of our families.
Yeah,
I've been
for good and bad reasons.
Yeah, I've been brought up around a lot of women because
He's a
there's just
pussy.
never really been many like men in my side of the family. And yeah, you've obviously got your mum, Auntie Carol.
Yeah, which is like I've got a big family, a big Irish family, and obviously 90% of them are dominated by women.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad walked out on me when I was like 14, on the cusp of manhood,
Yeah.
when I needed a role model. I mean, yeah, we are trying to rebuild a relationship now, which is good for the
Which
boys,
is
the sake
good,
of the
yeah,
boys.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It is good, and like you said, that is for the sake of the boys. Seems to be going well from what we've spoke about. I mean, naturally your guard is still very much up, but
Yeah.
it's certainly not a bad thing.
No, I think that's just who I am in general.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for me to get to know somebody and really warm to them and open up to them.
Yeah.
And then when I'm opened up, like, I'm like a book, I just don't stop fucking spitting the shit. Like, it is what it is.
Endless chapters.
Yeah. But these are all like topics we'll talk about later on. I mean, we've only got a little bit of time. How long have we got left, Josh, on this one? How long have we
How long
filming
have we been
for?
going? Fucking hell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's burped.
I feel like we're forcing this one. Do you know what I mean? Like,
It's only because it flowed so naturally in the first one. We knew what we didn't want to do in this one, and I feel like
I think with the next one, we'll just have to like try and let it just flow.
yeah, but obviously like we've got a guest on next week's episode.
Yeah.
So things will be different because we'll be talking to them about
The monster latties latter.
yeah, we've got Big Thomas Latter.
Big Thomas
We'll
Latter.
pop a photo up of him here, I think, because
Yeah,
he's
just
definitely
like
on next
we'll
week's
find
episode.
the worst possible picture we can find of him.
Yeah. He is the man, the myth, the legend, who ate nearly 240 popcorn chickens as
Yeah.
a challenge that we set him when we worked at Tasuti.
I think when we just don't have any guests on, we'll just bring him here, sit him in this chair,
And do the popcorn chicken challenge
just
again.
pump him for the food.
Yeah. We'll just keep a camera on him, no microphone.
No, yeah.
No one wants to hear that eating. Like pigs in a trough. But yeah, no, we've got a lot going on over the next few weeks. Obviously, there'll probably be a podcast without me. You'll probably pick up one
Yeah,
because
you're going away
I've
for
got
work,
to go
yeah.
away on business for a few days. So yeah, but yeah, we'll have Big Tom Latter on next week. And yeah, we'll go from there. So we probably should just wrap this one up. This was only going to be a short, really, introduction video
Yeah, just take what we need from it.
into us more than anything, so people can get to know us, what we're about, our friendship, and like while we're here, basically, because there are a lot of podcasts out there, but I don't think there's many doing sort of what we are.
There's a lot of people out there doing it. I think it's just the norm now for people just to jump on the podcast. But
Yeah.
like you see it all the time on TikTok, social media. But I think you don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. A podcast is to sit there and talk to somebody and get like their perspective on a certain
Yeah.
situation. But I think for us, just having the average people come on, just having
Yeah.
a chat.
We got some really, really, really interesting, unique guests lined up. We've probably got at least 10 lined up that
Yeah.
are going to come on the show, which I'm really looking forward to. So, yeah. Do you remember the socials, or shall I go for it?
You go for the socials because like you're in charge of all of that.
Yeah, I do tend to take control of the social media accounts, but
Everything else I do,
everything else Harry does,
like setting up the equipment,
and try and get
make
me
sure I'm
places
here
on
on
time.
time. Yeah. My relationship with George, in a nutshell, is like George's relationship with his dog. It's like, imagine you're walking down a road with a baby elephant on the lead, and you're trying to keep that baby elephant on the road, and you have a time scale to get to that certain destination.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
You just got to guide me there.
But now George has got his dog, which is going to turn into the size of a horse.
Yeah.
We'll get there a lot quicker. Shout out to Rupert.
Shout out to Rupert, a Cane Corso puppy, as he stands at the moment at nearly 10 kilograms.
I can't wait for
and he's 11 weeks old.
That's a beast, isn't it?
He is a beast.
I can't
I'll
wait.
pop up a little photo of him somewhere around here. But he's such a fucking legend.
We'll just put like a little filter on your face, and you can just be like your
Yeah,
whole face would just be
as
Rupert. Yeah.
But no, yeah. Follow us on social media. We've got Instagram at The Average Joe's Pod, TikTok The Average Joe's Pod, and Twitter at Pod Average Joe's. We're going to be putting some questions out that you can ask us for when our guests come on. And yeah, we'll be asking our guests, because you know some of the guests that we've got coming on, people will probably know of some of them. So yeah, we'll ask them questions for you, and we'll give you a topic to ask questions about.
Perfect.
So yeah, thank you for tuning in, whoever does on our first episode.
Shout out to Capri Sun.
Shout out to Capri Sun.
Where's the Capri Sun?
It's down there.
Shout out to Capri Sun.
Shout out to Capri Sun. I want to try and get Capri Sun sponsorship because I love Capri Sun. Take Capri Suns with me everywhere. They will be in every single episode.
Just on the table.
Just on the table, just with me in the pre-video, in the after video, whatever. I'll have Capri Sun because I want Capri Sun sponsorship. I love Capri Sun.
I think by the end of these podcasts, like whether it's 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years, it might be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The way you're going. But the aim is to have 50% of George's bodily fluids to be Capri Sun.
Yeah. I want to be more Capri Sun than I am water. And blood.
Which is hard because half of him is syrup at the moment.
If I ever go to give blood again, I will just give Capri Sun.
Yeah, it won't. Yeah.
That will be me. But yeah, thank you for whoever tunes in. Thank you, Harry, for agreeing to be the co-host of this series. And I look forward to interviewing a lot more people and getting to know them. And thank you, Josh, behind the camera, doing all of our technical shit for us.
Yeah. Cheers, Big Josh.